strength is to help people. Sometimes it's easy to forget that in that just going out and arresting people, sometimes officers think that's just their job, when really we're out there to make a difference and to help people.
My name is Mark Gerardo, and I am currently employed with the Fort Wayne Police Department. I'm going on my 22nd year, I'm pretty close to that. We basically have a community in our county of around 300 to 400,000 people, and we are literally looking at 3 to 4 overdoses a day in our community. It's devastating. And a lot of times at the end of the day, I am exhausted, which is pertinent because I was on my way home. I was already on overtime. I saw it on my MDT in my computer. There's an overdose, and I'm like, another one. We see them all day. And I'm like, I'm too tired. I'm going home. And something inside of me said, go to this one.
My name's Nate Moellering, and I am 27 years old. I've been in Fort Wayne the majority of my life. I was born here and I grew up here. I played football at Concordia High School, and then I went to the University of St. Francis here in Fort Wayne and played football there in a football scholarship. The way that I got started on opiates was I had several injuries. I blew out my shoulder, actually 3 years in a row. I remember the first time I took a Percocet, it was like I had found God. When I took it, I felt like this is how I'm supposed to feel every day of my life for the rest of my life. And I distinctly remember that moment. I was still using heroin. I tried to play football again, but I was strung out. So what I ended up doing was checking myself into St. Joe Behavioral here in town. I did a heroin detox in there. And then I went to Indianapolis to a treatment program down there. I think I was there maybe a month or two. And then I left, and at that time my family didn't really want me back in the house. I had stolen jewelry from my mom. I had taken out credit cards in their name, drained their bank accounts. I felt so much shame. I really just felt like I was a pretty worthless human being at that point. February 2017, I went back to my ex-girlfriend's house, was able to go in with a bag of dope, and I told her I was gonna take a shower, and I overdosed in the bathroom. And that's when I remember waking up to the firefighter standing over me. They had revived me, brought me back. They put me in the ambulance, took me to the hospital. I left against medical advice. Less than, I think, 6 hours later, I went and got another bag of the same dope, went back to her house, shut myself in the bedroom, and then shut myself in the bathroom in the bedroom and overdosed again. And emergency services had to be called out yet again, twice in 24 hours. I wasn't actively trying to kill myself, but I didn't care. They had said to me, Nate, I don't think you're gonna live a third time. I don't think we'll make it here in time for time number 3. I remember I said, that's fine. I said, don't come. And they said, I want you to talk to somebody. They said, it's a narcotics detective. He doesn't want to talk to you about your source or anything like that. He just wants to talk to you. So, okay.
I sit down on the couch next to Nate, and then I'm like, this guy's not gonna make it. Because I've seen it before. You give up on life. Again, you're broke spiritually, you're broke mentally and physically. And this drug had a way of just debilitating people in such an awful way that they just don't care anymore. If Nate was a picture with wording on it, that's what it said. It said, I'm done. He goes, the drugs that I've overdosed on came from the same dealer that my best friend overdosed and died from. It's the same drugs that I overdosed on the day before, less than 24 hours ago. I don't care what happens to me.
I think at one point I said, my life's over. I think he kind of laughed at me. He said, 24 years old, your life's not over. But I believe that. But in that moment, having a narcotics detective who was a veteran on the force say that they believed in me it was a big deal, honestly. That was a moment where I was ready for change. Mark, he took action to make that happen, and I think that was very important. The window of willingness to go to treatment is very small, and it closes extremely quickly. He made a phone call, and I was I was on a plane the next day going to treatment.
For me, Nate's the poster child for don't give up. Don't give up as an addict. Don't give up as a first responder when you're going to these people. Somewhere in there is a good person, and we have a duty and an obligation to save good people. There is a state statute for possession of a syringe. For a police officer, that's a level 6 felony arrest. For me, all of this is, what is the bigger picture? What's the big picture in all of this? Is it arresting somebody for a needle, or is it about helping somebody get away from this? Harm reduction is very much outside of the box that we've created in this country about how do we deal with drugs and the drug habit. Drug dealing is a different story. it's still incarcerated as far as I'm concerned. But the addict is, get them help. And jail is not always help. Because once I help, it's solving theft from Walmart. It's solving stealing from your family. It's hurting your family. It's hurting your friends. All those problems start to disappear when the drug addiction is gone. So the bigger picture is, if I have to walk past a needle and go, yeah, I see it, I can arrest you for it, I'm not going to, because putting you in jail is not going to help you. And I have that discretion as a law enforcement officer. We talked a couple times when he's down at treatment, and then he gets back and he's working a job here, and we kept in contact, and then he's like, hey, I'm gonna go work for Fort One Recovery. He's like, I'm gonna be there, and I was like, oh, a great end to the story, or a great beginning of the story. A guy who was really ready to be dead is now helping people get through what he's been through.
Giving back to people and working with others that are in early recovery or even in active addiction is very rewarding. I've been given a gift, and I want it for everybody who struggles with substance use disorder. I feel like Mark Gerardo was there for a reason, to connect me with the people that I work for now. And through those experiences, I'm able to help the next person, you know. And I want to help them not have to go through the things that I went through. I just want to save their families a lot of grief. I can't bring back my friends who are gone, but I can be there for the next person.